Hmm. Testing a swimming camera. Actually, let's see if it works. Hasn't been used for a while. Um, so video. Probably just keep this short. Don't know about the battery life on this camera. Anyway, of course I won't keep it short, but enjoying another cigarette. Yeah, I know. Okay. Well, I've got six left, six cigarettes left. I had a ton of cigarettes, and yeah, I just smoked them all. But I really did enjoy it. Glenn Oast is such a beautiful human being. Oh, a pretty man. Um, ugh. So it has been really nice. Yeah, I really have enjoyed it. You might have seen that in my mood. Most of the time, I was in a pretty good mood, except for like 2 days. At least I had cigarettes. Ugh. I don't know. I don't even know what to compare it to. It's like having your leg amputated and you get your leg back for a little while, and even though your life still sucks and all that kind of crap, you're just like really happy to have your leg back. So anyway, I'm just made to smoke real cigarettes, not that fucking juicy shit. Anyway, but I have to quit. I have to be strong. Quit. I have to free myself of this nicotine. Probably turn into a complete imbecile, but whatever. It'd be funny if it was all the nicotine. My whole life was just nicotine. All the good stuff. And it's the only thing that saved me from being a complete asshole. Completer asshole. The completest of assholes. There, satisfy my critics. Anyway, so I was thinking about this brain thing because people keep hanging up on this consciousness thing. And, I mean, the first thing you would argue is that we have features because they worked evolutionarily. I mean, somehow they gave us advantage, or we really wouldn't have them. You know, except for the vestigial shit, and you can understand that. You can always notice the vestigial thing. But, in some respects, you could argue that sensation is vestigial by comparison to intelligence. So, you know, once you can read and write and language and all that kind of stuff and do logic, you know, the idea of feelings getting in the way, you know, it's kind of vestigial. It's kind of, hey, they're just going to get in your way of rationally defining agenda. You know, instead you're going to be distracted by Mr. Penis and what he wants. You know, and all the other parts that are going to demand some sort of attention, including your ego, which is this accomplishment for the sake of the grand feeling of accomplishment. I conquered her. Yes, I fucked her well. You know, that kind of crap. And yes, it is we have come to learn this is apparently all we live for. And it's not much of a mission statement. You know, unless you're just going to sit there and glorify rainbowing. You know, yes, oh, fine. You know, watch a few idiot monkeys do that and you say, okay, that's been done enough. You know, come on. So anyway, we have this capacity to feel, and it's still there, whether vestigial or not. We're stuck with it. Certainly, it wouldn't be any. We haven't had enough time to evolutionarily test high intelligence. You know, it just hasn't been around very long. And whether it would be more conducive to breeding to not feel. It seems quite obvious that it's quite the opposite. That intelligence isn't going to be rewarded, you know, with genetic. It's not going to be seen. It's not going to be represented in population increase. It's not going to win the evolutionary battle because it sort of does the exact opposite. It takes us away from the evolutionary context. I mean, in other words, smart people are more likely to wear condoms, more likely to manage their family life, more likely not to make mistakes or have accidents or do any of that crap. And so the breeding pool is going to tend to reward feeling rather than thinking. And they really are different functions, as much as some people would protest. I think they're just clearly different. I think they're clearly a different function of like left and right brain. It's this whole impression idea. Have a vague, rough, jaggedy, analog kind of response, and then deal with that in some sort of digital, rational, logical way is kind of the function. Your feelings create the problem, make it matter, as I said in the other video, and that's what they do. They make problems important. They push us, get us off our asses and such. And then our brain uses knowledge and information and experience to devise strategy through modeling to solve the feeling problem. What worked in the past? What didn't work in the past? That kind of simple stuff. A little chilly. Fall in the water. And that's the story pretty much. Oh, I didn't bring matches. You little fucker. Alright, damn it. That's really disappointing. Oh, here's people. Maybe I'll ask them for a match. No. Yeah, that would be like so rude nowadays. It's like asking them for a, cup of cat poo. Chicken shorts, I like that. I guess there's two chicks, but only one of them looks like a chick. Anyway, where was it? Okay. Anyway, chicks in shorts. No brain. Yeah, just gone. It's like saying something. Alright, creates a problem. Brain solves it using experience and knowledge, learning, whatever you want to call that. And that's the game we're playing. And the trick is that our edified brain can actually figure out, hey, that's stupid. Yeah, I can actually say that to us. Save that for later. Yeah, we can just say, I'm not playing a stupid game. I'm too smart for stupid. And I'm not going to advocate for stupid. I'm not going to advocate for reckless, sloppy. I'm not going to advocate for laying eggs in dog shit. That would be idiotic. Yeah, fix the world before you lay an egg. And even then, you're not going to have a good reason. But you have really no excuse for laying eggs in shit. Just none. Anyone defending procreation when we haven't done day one of the work required to create fairness and to make deserve have something to do with it. Until we satisfy those conditions, you got no business laying eggs. None. Zero. Because it's too big a crappy shoot. Yeah, it's a crappy shoot. You're shoving kids, you're pulling them out of vaginas and shoving them up asses. That's what you're doing to kids. And that's just bullshit. Yeah. So I think that's enough. Yeah. I a little rushed him. Also behind schedule a little. But, I'll make it in a timely manner, mostly. Alright, see you a little later, maybe. Possibly. And such. Here's I'm back again. Yeah. There's Mello. Hey, Mello, it's okay. It's okay. mess. Yeah, I mean, he's just, you know, he needs his hair cut off. Anyway, where was I? Oh, I forgot my freaking. No, I didn't. Anyway, sorry. Yep, wasting time again. So what do I want to get to? Really don't want to get to it because it's irritating. Anaconda is playing with this pain argument again. You know, and bringing up Lawrence of Arabia and all kinds of other crap. Where apparently he was a masochist and enjoyed being whipped or something. Other people. And, you know, this whole... I don't think you'd hear this argument coming from these people, actually. But, you know, isn't it... It's almost like the lottery number in the psychics, you know? Whereas there's some special rule. If your pain is on purpose, then you learn how to tolerate it. So if you're being tortured, you just can't be tortured anymore after 5 hours. That's his theory. But if you get a sciatic nerve problem, yeah, you can go 30 days without being able to walk. Horrible pain. Doesn't go away. You don't get used to it. You don't acclimate to it. It doesn't become fun. None of that shit happens. So somehow when it's real pain, you don't get used to it. But when it's fake pain, yeah, you get used to it. Oh, we brought up the Indians and their Sundance or whatever the fuck it is, their pull my nipples off thing, and like they're all having a good time or something. Ain't a good time. They're psychotic. Okay, they drink some crazy juice, get themselves all whacked out in the head, and then do something entirely stupid. And yeah, you can see lots of African tribes do that shit. They invented the bungee jumping, you know. You know, it's just boys being boys or something. I don't know. Assholes being assholes. Who cares? What does this have to do with philosophy? Oh, that's right. He wants to imply that suffering ain't so bad. Yeah, people love it. So anyway, just makes me want to retch. Anyway, so what was I? The subject I was on was much more coherent. Yeah, something about consciousness and this mechanism of sensation and how it does exist just to validate, value, to make us, compel us, incentivize us to behave. And that certainly there's lots of room for fudging around with the exact sensations. You know, we can play with it. We can play with the sense of relief and the tension. And so that kind of masochism, you know, the playful kind, you know, even the, you know, suffocating yourself thing, even, you know, some of that stuff, just because, you know, it's a rush. It's like a drug. So that's a little bit more nuanced than overt negative. The idea of restraint and freedom, it's almost like a sweat bath. You know, uncomfortable, yes, but you'll really enjoy it when it's done. It was talking about holding your Indians who, you know, hold their arm up until it atrophies. And he was talking about like the first 5. I could do 5 hours without even trying. You know, no big deal. Especially sleeping. Yeah, I often sleep with my hand over my head. Whatever. So I don't. But it doesn't really matter. Stupid conversation. So the important thing is to understand the mechanism, and to understand that the majority of our functionality is driven by biological mandates, by the DNA, in the sense of the food, water, sex, and then you have this ego thing, which is the more complex. I mean, the sex gets complex because you can condition it. You know, you can have all kinds of sexual preferences, and I suppose, all kinds of elaborate rituals that can go with your sex to make it bigger, bigger. Uh, and the same is with our ego. You can have lots of convoluted schemes to gain your sense of worth and place in the world. Whether you're hearing actual applause or the applause inside your head. Some cases it doesn't really matter, I found. Yeah. And it's a mechanism for keeping you comfortable. So you can play with that ego shit to, make yourself feel better about your deficits by merely emphasizing your assets, that kind of thing. So you can be a pessimist or an optimist, or you can be a happier or sadder, or whatever that kind of crap is, with a little bit of just a little fantasies, narratives you run, the stories you tell yourself. But that also turns on people in the sense that sometimes playing with those narratives gets them into notions where they believe something's vitally important, and end up anorexic or something, and a whole bunch of crap. So it's not a free ride. But anyway, the bottom line is that it's all just contrived crap. I mean, all this games we play, they all end up being just a manipulation of identity to suit purposes, ambitions, goals, things that we, in some, usually you'll find some crude desire, some crude bigotry, some crude sensibility, or matter of taste, lying behind the impetus of most of our ambitions, some aggrandizing element, I mean, see how the mechanism works in terms of people's insane expectations or hopes or dreams. They dream of major league, stardom. They think they're going to do something meritorious. They think they're going to invent the next pet rock and be billionaires, and so they vote to lower taxes on billionaires because they plan on being a billionaire any day now. People are just so full of horse shit. They just live for shit. We going through this house full of all this hoarder house, and 6 million puzzles. I haven't figured out what to do with them. They all smell like shit, so you can't really resell them or anything. It's just what you do with 6 million puzzles. But you just see what the kind of, what a waste of time. What a silly task to put before yourself when you think about it. You have to, it's all this stuff, all the stuff we've been trained to live for. It's just such a waste of time, instead of spreading, some sort of meritorious problem solving across the human race, and allowing people of, lesser means to be able to solve simpler problems. We're just wasting it, squandering it. And then when they do something like that, where they spread it out, they do it with this stupid CAPTCHA crap, which is just so obnoxious. There's got to be a better way. Yesterday I did 10 CAPTCHAs before I got it right. 10. I mean, and they wiped out the password each time, so you had to retype it. It was like insidious. it wasn't even like the 4-letter CAPTCHA, you know, it's 25-letter CAPTCHAs. Fuck, I hate that word. So anyway, but yeah, so instead of distributing better tasks, that's all we end up with is CAPTCHA. It's like puzzle. Just let's waste our time insidiously. So anyway, that's my gripe of the day. Some more griping. Back to the point, which is, yeah, we're just solving puzzles, and it's all quite stupid. The puzzle of getting where I want to go. Yeah, humans all want to go somewhere and get somewhere. Well, I'm going to Disneyland, Disney World. Yeah. And, you know, I do it myself every day. You have to play some sort of game to keep you in the game. But, man, sure as hell ain't a job worth imposing on some new victim. You know, just find yourself a silly target to go run after. Hey. So anyway, I think that's enough. Yeah, I was supposed to run. I didn't do it. It's been a long day. Yeah, I'm running home maybe. Yeah, I don't know. A lot of work today. Tired. So anyway, till next time. So, see if this camera worked. Oh, maybe it'll sum up. Maybe. I don't know if you can hear me after wet, kind of. Anyway, yeah. So, yeah, it's kind of a weird day. Gonna rain. Yeah, so I'll do weather reports now. Isn't it? It's great. Yeah. It's pretty much the same thing. Weather, human psychology, eddies in a stream, I don't know, cosmos swirling about. It's just swirly shit. And, you know, with this real downside tied to it. So, I guess the thing to really just deal with is the idea of the addiction. You know, the idea that we all just get addicted to, like, the other side of the stream. And I gotta have other side of the stream. So I gotta live another day so I can get to the other side of the stream. Kind of, you know, that's all we're doing. We're just hungry. And so we feed. And then again, it's just not good enough to be imposing it on people who will not find it a good meal. You know. Yeah. Yeah, that's enough. So, probably not much of an add-on anyway. So, it was a long day. It's nice to have long days, I suppose. You know, it's better than, I suppose, it just all flying by without having any moments to appreciate it or something. I don't know if I did that today or not. Well, anyway, maybe I appreciated it. Yeah, I think I did do that a couple of times. Nice. I mean, it's a nice day. You know, not terrible at all. So I should be grateful that I was able to have a nice enough day. You know. Okay, that's probably enough. You know, it is quite. I mean, it really, you know, it's just really quite nice here. So, I mean, even when it's futile and stupid, at least it's got its serene moments. Yeah, serenity is very valuable. Yeah, very crunchy here. As I took the wrong path, I guess. So anyway, so yeah, I don't think I'll have anything interesting to say tonight. Maybe I'll do some physics thinking or something. Otherwise, I think I'm done. So, till the next time. It's such big root ball there. Yeah, interesting. Watching them age. Anyway, till next time.